This is a transmission from the archives.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back, Master Archives Watch Along finale. This is Andor Season 2, Episode 12. And we are still riding off Episode 11. Very excited for the finale of this show. And also saddened, too. It's, what do they say? It's better to burn out than shine. Shine on? Is that the phrase? You know, it's nice that we've had this opportunity to do the watch alongs these past few years with each other. You know, I'm having a great time. Andor is easily one of my favorite Star Wars projects. And, you know, it's all the great memories associated with it. You know, it's just something that I really value. You know, it's why I really enjoy doing these. And, you know, it's also just sad to see it go. You know? I suppose I always say that's the whole thing with, you know, being human. You always, as much as you're always like, you gotta appreciate the moments, you're always like, but if I could just have a little more, you know? But I will say, from what I understand, this episode is gonna lead directly into Rogue One. I hear it's like a perfect tie-up into it, and pretty excited for it. So that being said, let's go. Next episode, we're pressing play now. Oh, wait, no. Pressing play now. There we go. Disney Plus logo. It's called Jedha Kyber Urso. Mon Mothma. So it begins. Yeah, I wonder if they're gonna get Clea. Assuming I unfortunately don't remember her in Rogue One. It has been a while since I watched Rogue One, so there is a really good chance I'm gonna do some bonus episodes to this where we'll do like a commentary of Rogue One. Honestly, the pulse codes I think is really awesome. Cassian was reliable, man. Yeah, you know, I guess it makes sense too. Cassian got that haircut. It's similar one he had in Rogue One. Okay, then we have all the character logos. I'm gonna end with B2 EMO. But what is the status of my favorite droid, though? That is the part that I'm actually upset about with this show. Where's B2? Because I'm gonna Google it. If I don't find out in this episode, I will be Googling it. I'm like the biggest B2 fan. I've so far every figure they've ever made of him. That's so interesting. It's also one of the, like, only time in the series we ever see her more like afraid, if that makes sense. Mmm. Got him. Smoked. You know what's funny just about like K2, and it's funny with K2, but scary for any KX droid is how blasé they walk. Like that. Like he has just murdered multiple people and it's just like a very casual walk along. With K2 is funny because he has a personality. KX droids are so serious that I'm like, whoa. I mean, I've played as ISB in Battlefront 2, which shout out Battlefront 2 Revival, but if they're as good as they are here as they are in Battlefront 2, then it ain't looking good, brother. God, what a great jacket. Amazing fit. It really is. Oh man, I'd love to see him just power through. Throw. It is not panning out. The whole stop there is not panning out for everyone. Oh, stunner. Okay. It's like a droid popper. Let's see it. Yeah. Interesting. I like it. I like it. Yeah, funnel them. Oh, what a guy to have. Having K2 here, man, let me tell you. Ah, look at that. They're blaster proof, dude. Tanking it. No, it's insane. Dude, that's insane. Human shield is wild for a blaster-proof droid. Amazing. Amazing. Quick, raid the ship. Take it for all it's worth. Dude, I love this trench coat. It is insane. I keep seeing the memes like Agent K from Blade Runner 2049. It's like, it's like, what's the secret to happiness? Like getting a cool coat and making your entire personality. I want that watch. So great. What you know, what you hear. But we do. I love that. You don't know where I am. He's on Jeddah, right? Yeah. All right. Bars. They stole it and they're driving like it's theirs. Yeah. That's fine to me. And Tom Merrick. Woo! Got a reference. And Talk Merrick, we got a reference. Thank you, Kay. I really like that one. How many reprogrammed KX droids do they have? You know what I mean? Like this one's waving. They don't usually do that. I remember, wasn't there a variant of a K2? Wasn't there like a red eye variant? I think when Rogue One came out, like in the Black Series, I think there was. That was like sought after. People were like, it's like an evil one. Oh, yeah, important understatement, man. It's the most important thing you're ever gonna hear. Hmm. Mm. Huh. Mm. Hmm. 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 Mm. Thank you, Mon Mothma. A little sensibility here. I get everyone's reservation. Ah. Oh. Well, he still has a sense of humor. I think that's a lot for anyone to take in. The fact that this has been dropped within 24 hours. That's a lot. This. Oh. Family. I just think that's the funny way to say it. Find his cars. He's been grounded. Some curious information. Hmm. Hey, so the name of the show. Woo! I always wanted a rebel helmet, man. Like a X-wing helmet. Hmm. Your mother. No, your mother. Ah. So the truth comes out. I understand the reservations, you know. Limited resources, you can't chase every single ghost, you know. Well, I'm glad to see Clay is still around. Ugh. I hope I didn't say that too soon. I hope she stays around. What do we got here? Oh, no. Hmm. Interesting. Tense scene. Oh, no way. Ah. Wow. Very interesting. Mm. Mm. I was waiting for that. I knew that was like the next natural line here. It would have been like, don't think forever. Something like that, you know. Where's Clay going? Hmm. Hmm. It feels kind of fitting. The ambiance of the scene mixed in. We have the same weather right now where I'm at. Oh, I see. Hmm. Yep. Oh. That's funny. Hmm. There you go. Nice. Water the plant before you leave. Great jacket, man. Hmm. No way. Got a new girl. Well, he doesn't seem to be hurting too badly. I'm happy to see Clea back. Ooh, Miro. God. Wow. Can you imagine being ISB? Oh, Gonk Can you imagine being an ISB in an Imperial prison? Oh, there's the Force Healer lady. Oh, Saw and Jeddah. And we know where that. Yeah, we know where that's going. Wow. Director Krennic. The Death Star. Look at that. So you're gonna be putting in the last piece. Hmm. Yeah. Gonk OP2. Oh. Oh. Yeah, I know. Oh. Hmm. Well, leave it on that. Yeah, we are. Oh. I gotta check. Is there anything else coming up in the credits? I don't think so. Yeah, I know it's a Marvel thing. Oh, yeah, I knew that was coming up. Yeah, I knew it. It's like I said, some of the stuff. I mean, the show just ended this week, so I know some things were coming up there. What what a sad ending. I mean, honestly, I'm not even. It's one of those things where I'm like, oh, knowing the importance, knowing what's at stake, and you know what? The thing that really gets me, right about now, yeah, I guess. I mean, right now Luke's on the farm. Like everything that's about to unfold is about to happen right now. So, just like I was talking before about Cassian going to meet Taverick, I mean that's about to happen now. Not even just that, but then obviously they're gonna get Death Star plans out. Then they're gonna, is gonna go to Luke and Obi-Wan, and everything is about to unfold now. And it's what really gets me here is, oh man, it's to think how we got here. The weight of it all. None of it even seems insignificant, but the fact that this is unfolded in such a way that now, hey, someone brought up, they're like, you got to figure this all started from an accident, right? With Cassian going in and just trying to find his sister. Then Cyril's partner gets killed, and all this transpires. Now Miro is in like an ISB, a Imperial prison. I don't think that's gonna pan out too well for her anyway. But I'm like, can you just imagine that ISB in Imperial prison? I don't see it pan out well. There's that, and then I mean, yeah, the stuff with Bix. I knew that was coming because I saw a spoiler for it. Spoilers I don't particularly mind. Obviously, it does kind of ruin the surprise aspect of it, but I always say if something is spoiled like that and you're still surprised or moved when it comes up, it was well done. It wasn't much of a spoiler per se. Um, yes, I mean seeing Bix there now with the little baby, and the whole time when I was talking, I was like, "Oh, what about B2? What's happened to him?" And he's just playing with the other droid. I'm like, B2 got a peaceful life, and he has Bix. And it looks like both of them are going to be waiting on Cassian now. And just, I mean, even the stuff with Vel, I knew she was going to say that, but the fact that she did, it's like, don't take too long. And it's like, yeah, I guess you didn't have much time anyway. You know? Oh, I mean, it's one of those things where it's so important how this happened, and I mean, it's a sacrifice. I know they always keep saying, "Oh, rebellion's built on hope." Rebellion's also built on the sacrifice. I know that's what they drove home with Luthen's monologue in season 1. It's like he's given up everything, and he's like, "I burned my life for a sunrise I'll never see." And just that, where I'm like, wow. I mean, it's the same thing. I mean, just thinking about that ending scene of Rogue One, and it's the one thing I thought they did really cool with the Death Star. It was more cinematic to have it, working on the one reactor. It blows near Jeddah, and you see like Saw Gerrera just like ready to go. And I think I was watching Screen Crush recently, and they were talking about Saw Gerrera, or I was watching someone do a review about Saw Gerrera, and they're basically saying like, this dude lost everything early in his life, and then became the soldier, and then he became basically like a terrorist, and all of this, he's huffing like rhydonium. He's look at all the limbs he's lost. Like, he just has almost no more regard for himself, to the point where it's like he's been dead for years, technically. He just hasn't died. And just thinking about that in the grand scheme of this all, I'm just like, wow. I'm like, that is, I know they keep saying rebellion's built on hope, but it's also just built upon sacrifice. Luthen gave his entire life, I'm very happy Clea is safe. I really am. Vel is, it's a lot of these characters, especially this season. And now that we have finished the season, I'm gonna do a full watch through again. Because I always say, like, doing the watch alongs, it's trying to take in information, relaying thoughts as fast as possible, giving understanding, trying to give good context to things. But it's that second watch along that's so important, because that's where you're picking apart things, and you're like, okay, like, I know the plot. The twists aren't going to be too much of a surprise anymore. I know it's coming. Let's look at this. Things like that, And, yeah, I'm very excited to get into that. This is, like I said, there might be a follow-up video tonight of a commentary of Rogue One. It'll be the first ever Star Wars film that I'm doing a commentary on, but with new context. It's going to change everything, Yeah, this is... man. This is one of the best things I have watched. I know I said that for season 1. Season 2 really doubled down on that. And I really hope this is something that can be taken and used going forward, I know the Marvel stuff is kind of taking in suit to that. They're working on the quality of things over the quantity. They want to rush things out. I hope this is kind of like a good step in that right direction with Star Wars as well. I love Star Wars content. Getting, like a show a year is cool. You get like an animated one too. I know Marvel laid out like their new plan for that. So I'm interested to see where it goes forward from here, when it comes to Star Wars. Because, I mean, seeing this might usher in a new era. Like, I always thought it was interesting. Marvel, if you watch them, I always say Guardians of the Galaxy was a shift. Marvel was really serious. Guardians of the Galaxy ushered in way more goofiness. And I think you can watch that evolve until Thor Love and Thunder. I think that's where it was too goofy. Then they're like reeling it back in now. I'm going to see Thunderbolts this weekend. And, I'm interested to see. So I'm wondering if we're going to see a same pattern there with Star Wars. Because we're in, and I'm calling it right now, we're in a great era for Star Wars. We are in this era where everything can change depending what the upper brass is doing. We basically have like a rebellion ourselves going right now. I'm gonna go on a limb and say this is like a crazy thing, but you have 20th anniversary of Episode 3 doing crazy numbers in the box office. Outshining most of the films in the theaters. People are seeing a 20-year-old film more than anything else is being put out. Andor. Here we have this, like I said, my wild card Star Wars show is rated. It's the first show in IMDb history to get 4 episodes over 95% critic reviews. Like, it's unheard of to get back to back like that. Battlefront 2 has reached like a new peak, and now a campaign is starting to make a Battlefront 3, because that was taken out of its prime. Like, it was such a rough start, kind of scraped through in the last like year of its life. We're like, okay, hey, we're putting Clone Wars content, we're doing new maps, great modes, this and that. That game was peak, That's where the channel started. I was playing Battlefront 2 like religiously. I was playing competitively with people. And like, leagues weren't a thing. There were groups and stuff you would go against, but it never became like esports. But we were so locked into it for so long. It basically, I think if Battlefront 2 continued, it probably would have been an esport. Trying to think. I mean, those are like the big ones top of my head right now. We have new movies. Oh yeah, from Star Wars Celebration this year, we have new movies on the horizon. Star Wars Starfighter starring Ryan Gosling, Dawn of the Jedi. I believe Rey is getting a movie or a sequel trilogy. Like, we're in such a great, even this. Disney dropped a droid. Granted, it's based off pre-existing technology that's just been repurposed into looking like a droid. But we're in such a great era as Star Wars fans, and I'm very appreciative. And I say this all the time. Growing up, I was born just a little before episode 1. To then, from there, you go through, we were going through the prequel trilogy. By the time episode 1 was out, I was already locked in. It's like the earliest thing in my life I ever liked Star Wars, and I'm so happy it's been with me this long. And then to have... Okay, just had to double check. After episode 5, to be going through essentially that dry spell, to me is like miraculous. Like, I never thought we would be to this area we are. I mean, obviously the EU stuff was there. I was so young, I wasn't interested in getting involved in it. I'm trying to learn it now. I'm always trying to learn the EU stuff I missed out on. And just to, to have that, and then now we're kind of like at a peak, It's kind of like the same thing like 2020. Everyone was indoors and stuff. And that's where I really started to reignite the fire, because we had Mandalorian, which did crazy numbers, Jedi Fallen Order, and then you have to figure Rise of Skywalker came out, which, to mixed reviews, but I still think that added to it. And then Disney Plus also coming out too, obviously, with Mandalorian. Reignited a lot, because then I was able to watch Clone Wars, Rebels, the movies again. And that's what kind of reignited the love. And I'll be honest, it kind of fell off a little bit over some time. Not that I ever stopped, but, I had like Star Wars fatigue for a bit. And then now we're so back that I'm finishing out a lot of things I started a couple years ago. My Mandalorian armor, to join like the Mando Mercs, or joining like the Rebel Legion, the 501st, working on outfits for that. I just got a custom lightsaber, so this is a little fun thing for everyone. I just got my custom lightsaber. It's being built currently. I'll be doing some modifications to it myself. It's going to be great. Just studying, the Jedi arts, meditation and all. It has changed my life in so many different ways. And the bright side is too, it's what got me into doing what we're at today. So these things, I always think are important, and I think we're entering this new era. I hope we are. As Star Wars fans, I'm very excited to see what the future holds. So, Andor really doing that and, kind of picking up that, like I said, the dark era for me with Star Wars. I still went and saw the movies. I didn't see Solo in theaters. I skipped over that. More of a scheduling thing than anything. Really missed it too. I was gonna go, but I did see Rogue One in theaters, and I loved it. Still love it. Now to have this upon it, not thinking anything of it, I think it's pretty cool. Like it adds to it, and that's what I like to see, the expansion of this universe. It's a wide universe, and also though, despite being connected, expanded, to see it also how interconnected it is. One of my all-time favorite things. So, with that being said, Andor really offered a lot for characters and story. And like I said, we're probably gonna do a watch along of the Rebels episode with Mon Mothma being transported to Yavin, and we may do a Rogue One commentary. But with that being said, too, also we will be doing the May 4th stream this week. We will be watching fan films. We'll be playing games as well. Like I said, I'm thinking episode 3 of the video game. But since Battlefront 2 is also popping off, we might try to get a little Battlefront 2 in. Not gonna lie. Also, Fortnite Star Wars season right now. And we're also having a video coming out, the 20th anniversary retrospective episode 3. So stay tuned. A lot of stuff coming up. This has been a watch along of Andor Season 2. This is the final season for the show. And until next time, thank you so much for tuning in. I've been your host, Tima, the Master Archivist, and may the Force be with you.